everyone. Today's video is a little bit different. We're going to be doing full face of makeup that I picked up mostly from Walmart. You can pick them up at CVS, Walgreens, Target. I'm also going to sprinkle in a little bit of Walmart fashion. I just wanted to play around with some new makeup and I thought this would be a fun video to film. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll add the caveat, I am not a makeup artist. I just do what I feel looks good on me, and I'm just going to share me applying my makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. So I have everything on as far as skincare. I have my serums, I have my moisturizer, sunscreen. Don't forget your sunscreen, ladies. And now we are ready to get into the makeup. So we're going to start off with this buttercream liquid highlighter. You can wear it under makeup, you can mix it with your foundation, or you could even just use it as a liquid highlight. I think what I'm going to do is try this as I would the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter that I've used for years and I really love. And normally what I do with that is I'll put it on before my foundation, and sometimes once I'm done I'll just tap it along my cheeks for a little bit of a highlight. And this color is Glow Eclat, which was the only color that I saw out, and I'm assuming that's the only color it comes in. So whoa, that came out really quick. If you can see that, I'm just gonna go in and just apply it all over my face, and hopefully I don't look like a glowy mess. For the most part, my skin is normal. Certainly it does have its moments, you know, with this winter. Definitely has some dry patches and such. I really struggled with such dry skin this year. I don't know about you guys, but it really hit me hard. So I've really tried hard to keep my skin moisturized. I do drink a ton of water, all of that, but for some reason it just did not seem to work. Although I do need to get my humidifier out and start adding some moisture into the air. That's a side note. Okay, so that looks nice. I mean, I don't really want my face to be completely glowy. I just want the higher points where the sun would naturally hit. So the ironic thing is, I never usually start with my face first. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So we're just gonna go with it. I don't like to do my face first because if there's any fallout from my eyeshadows and having to clean all of that up. But we're in it, so here we go. I picked up 2 shades of the L'Oreal True Match, which not sure if it's been reformulated, but they did add a pump, and that's been the biggest hype going around. It says it's a super blendable foundation. I got the W4, which is a warm light medium, and then I also picked up N2, which is the neutral light. So I've used this before. This isn't first impressions video or anything. This I have tried, and mixing them together, it was a little too dark, but mixing it together definitely lightened it up. What I have been doing, I don't know if any of you have seen where they're putting contour on before their foundations. I've been doing that and kind of liking that a little bit, and then you put your, it's called underpainting, and then you put your foundation on, and then you go and you can add your bronzer and blush and highlight if that's something that you want. I don't have a drugstore contour. I just have the e.l.f. Primer Infused bronzer that I haven't tried yet, so I'm curious to see how that works. So I guess we'll just go in with the foundation, and the brush I'm going to be using to blend it is the Heavenly Luxe Complexion Brush. It is just a favorite of mine, and here we have just like a concealer, nice to blend your concealer out. I go back and forth with concealer. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I don't like that cakey look. But anyway, let's get into the foundation. I'm just gonna do probably about a half a pump of each, and I'll mix them together. And I'm just going to dab it on my face. As I'm stippling this in and blending it into my skin, I will say that it's lightweight, it blends out so easily, and it leaves like a natural finish. I'm so excited because the blue skies have finally come out. It's been pretty gloomy, I feel, the last few weeks. We've had periods of sun, but I don't know, there's something about the sun that just brings me joy, and I am loving it. Hopefully I'll be able to get outside and enjoy it a little bit. I hope you guys can see just how lovely it blended. And the finish is so nice. Started to say earlier that I do have normal skin with some dryness, but I don't really love a matte foundation. I like a little bit of radiance and glow. While it does have a satin finish, I feel as if since I've been wearing it for the last week that it has turned a little bit matte. So I'm hoping this Physician Formula liquid highlighter maybe will keep the glow going throughout the day. So there you have it. I really enjoyed that. It looks really good. Like I said, with concealer, I don't have a drugstore concealer, and I'm really not a huge concealer. I should be, but I just hate that it creases on me. But what I do have here is the Sephora collection Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. I have this in the shade Parfait. And I'm just going to dot right in the corner and then right on the end. I think I will use a beauty blender just to blend it out. And that blends out really nice. That concealer, I don't think it, I mean, it's probably more than $10, but it's certainly not, it's not a high-end concealer, that's for sure. The one thing I will say as far as concealer and setting it with translucent powder, I actually let it crease and then I'll go in with like a little puffer. I'll dab it out and then I'll go in with the powder. So the next step, we're going to try the bronzer. I think this is an e.l.f. like face brush or something. I've had it for so long. I'm just going to swirl it around in here. This actually happens to be a powder, which in my mind, I thought it was a cream, but I should have realized that it wasn't, because I know e.l.f. is coming out with the higher end brands blush, contour, and highlighter. Looks very similar to another brand that I really like. I wish I had that now, but I'm just gonna go in and just bronze up a little bit my cheek. And if you can't tell, I have been under the weather, and so I'm trying to rally here. I am going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Blush in, I believe this is a Turks and Caicos, and obviously it's well loved. This is a cream, so cream on powder. We'll see how this goes. So that blush is more on the peachy side, but I really love that, especially in the summer. It just gives a really nice hint of summertime. Okay, so there's my face is pretty complete. That's basically what I do. I do really like the foundation. I will say it looks really pretty. The bronzer is adding just enough, so I'm not mad about that. And by the way, this shade was Forever Sun-Kissed. Exactly what we want. Let's go in and do my eyes now. So I had two palettes to choose from. I've never used anything from the brand Profusion, which is sold at Walmart, but it does have some really pretty warm tones there. I feel I used it just the other day. I wanted to test it out. But of course, I also have the e.l.f. Bite Size. These you can't go wrong. They're beautiful shadows. They're like $3, very reasonable. I love that they're so compact that if you're traveling, right? I mean, which one do you want to take with you? This one is the I Love You a Latte. I used to get the cream and sugar. I've used that in the past, and that's a really nice one too. But this is basically all mattes. I do like a little shimmer on my lids, just a little bit. So I may use this, and then I might just top off my lid with just a little bit of shimmer on top. I'll just set this a little bit, and then I'll go in with this shade here, just on my lid, and I'll bring up the excess to my brow bone. Do you guys have any travel plans for the summer? Are you going anywhere? I don't have many plans, actually. I am going down to Florida for a quick weekend in May. But other than that, I don't really have anything. But I did just start a new job, so there's that. Then I'm going to go into the shade next to it and just run that through my crease. This was a Sigma E40, which I've had this brush for so long. I have hooded eyes, And so I'll start in my natural crease, but then I bring it up. A little hard to do while filming, but I do try to look straight ahead in the mirror, trying to create a different crease, basically like a little bit of an illusion that I have more lid space than I really do, and that my eyes are not as put in. The one thing about these e.l.f. eyeshadows, they really blend. They're so easy to work with. You can't go wrong. Whether you're a beginner, whether you are an expert, they work perfectly for anyone at any stage of their makeup application. I'm going to actually go in and just line my upper lash line with this shade and use this very, very small, tiny flat brush. Go as close to the lash line as I can. Can you see the difference between the two, where this one is lined and this one isn't? I've always tight lined, so that's like going underneath and going across with a liner, but with the shadow, I'm just going on top, and I think it has the same effect. The fact that my eyes are hooded and I don't have a lot of eyelid space, or real estate as I like to say, on my eyelids, using a very thin eyeliner as opposed to a really thick line is the way to go, so that you're giving the definition to your eye but not taking away the lid space. So that's why this technique works so well for me. And I'm going to use, this is not a drugstore, so I am cheating a little bit. This is the Huda Beauty powder in the shade Pound Cake. I don't use this here. I'm just going to take a little bit on the puffer. I'll dab it off, and then I'm just going to go in. When I set it, I want to be looking in the mirror, you know, straight on, as opposed to looking up or down where the powder could get into the fine lines. I don't know if you can see the difference, and I actually will take the powder and I will run it over my nose because I do wear glasses, and I notice that I don't get the imprints from the nose pads on my glasses if I powder my nose in that area. Okay, I feel like I need a little shimmer, so I am going to go in with this, like a champagne. Can you see that? I have to be honest with you, I'm not sure that I love this formula. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's the shade I'm grabbing, but maybe I'll try it with my finger actually. I feel like the finger was the way to go with this, for me anyway. Now I'm going to go in and do my brows. So of course I did this all, not backwards, I just did it a different way than I normally would. But I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I have this in the shade Blonde. That's what it looks like. So more like a, sort of like a light brown. I don't do my brows very well, and so I just do what I think looks okay. Initially, I just went in and just followed the line and just filled in. And then I went in with another spoolie, which please don't look at this because it's awful, and just brush them up a little bit. You would think that I am sponsored by e.l.f. I mean, e.l.f., if you're watching, please. But they just have really great products, and when I find something that works, I'm going to stick with it. I don't need to spend a ton of money on a higher end brand eyebrow pencil. This works just fine for me. They're not perfect, but I would be doing the same exact thing with the other pencil versus this. Before I go ahead and actually set my eyebrows, I am going to go in with the color here. I'm just going to go ahead and put this right under my brow bone just to highlight it a little bit. All right, I'm going to set my eyebrows with this e.l.f. Brow Lift. It is a clear, basically a clear gel. I'm just gonna dip a spoolie in there, and I will put it on the back of my hand and get it all nice on the spoolie. And then I'm just going to set my brows. I wasn't sure actually if I had a drugstore lip liner, but I did find this one from NYX. Either the shade isn't on there or I can't read it, but it's just basic nude color. I'm just gonna dab it in. I picked up this Maybelline. I really like these formulas. So it's the Maybelline cream lipstick in the shade Born With It 015. And it's just a really pretty light pink, pinkish nude. So I hope it looks okay with this. That's the color. Has a little bit, almost like a, I don't want to say a tint of shimmer to it, but I don't know that I dislike it, but that's that. I'm going to put on this Maybelline Lifter Gloss, which I just love these. These are such a beautiful formula, and basically it's just like a lip topper. I mean, you could wear it as regular gloss. And here is the color, which is, I guess the color is Reef. No, this is not the right color. Guess I should have tried that. I'm really picky about my glosses because I don't like that stickiness. I hate if the wind is blowing, gets stuck in your hair. It creates a whole thing. But these glosses from Maybelline are really very nice. Even though I messed up with the shade, I think this shade versus the one that I have, which is more neutral, I think this one does a nicer job than the other one would have. The last step is to put on my lashes. I'm just going to go ahead and pop those on, and then I'll show you the final look. I will have everything linked below, including the lashes, which are also Drugstore. All right, everyone, so I'm back. I put my lashes on. The one thing I forgot to mention is that I do not use mascara. So I apologize to anyone who wanted to see a Drugstore mascara. I don't use it. I don't use any because I have no lashes, essentially. You can probably see it in the clips. They don't exist. I just wear falsies every day. So the lashes I do have on are from Eylure, and they are the number 117. I've been wearing them for years. I've always had great success. Again, I will leave everything linked below. Let me just talk about some of the products. Foundation, I really like. The Physicians Formula highlighter, I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit, and I do see it coming through a little bit. It's not giving me as much as others that I have used. e.l.f.'s Halo Glow is probably by far on a drugstore level, the one that matches closer to the higher end, but they are always sold out of my shade. Every place I go, they have the darker shades, they just don't have the shade for me. Otherwise, I would have used that. I would prefer to use that. But I need to play around with this a little bit more. The foundation, I really have been enjoying it. It's wearing well. It's worn well throughout the day, like my long days. It's still intact. Like I said, it can be a little too matte for me, but I think as the summer comes around and I just have a different glow, I think it's gonna wear beautifully. If you're looking for a new one, I would highly recommend trying this. Obviously, I can't talk enough about the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes. They're just a wonderful palette, and I will continue to buy them as new shades come out. They're really nice, very easy to work with, blendable. It proves the point that you don't need to spend a lot of money on higher end eyeshadow palettes and such, because I think they deliver perfectly exactly what you would want. So I really like that. The e.l.f. bronzer, I don't want to say anything bad about it. I just was expecting a cream. I don't know how I went wrong with that. Because I've been using cream products for quite some time now, I feel like I'm not loving it, but I'm not being that fair to it because it's a powder. You can see it does have a nice finish, you know, here in the natural light. I think it looks really pretty. I think the blush, as you can see, it's been well loved. And I think the combo together does look nice. I cannot wait to try the new e.l.f. products coming out. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they wear. Like I said, the eyebrow pencil, it's just perfect. There is a universal one, which I used for years as well. And then I don't think they had it, so I saw the blonde and I just picked that one up. And like I said, I can't really do them and I can't focus on it, but I do think that they deliver what their intended purpose is. And so if you're just looking for an easy, inexpensive eyebrow pencil, I would suggest trying e.l.f. in whatever shade works for you. I won't spend too much time on the concealer, but I do like it. Like I said, I'm not really a concealer person, but I need to be, and that's why I had picked this up a few months ago. It's been working. You know, I just want more of that brightening. I want the dark shadows to go away, and I just want to add some more brightness under my eyes. So that's why I continue to use it. Let's talk about lips. I really love the formula of those lipsticks. They're creamy, they're not drying, they're not matte. They just feel more hydrating on your lips, and I love that. And then the glosser, of course, you don't need that. But if you just want a gloss and you're not a lipstick person, these are great. They're not sticky. They're not sticky at all, and they just feel great. I was a little disappointed with what I did with my lips as far as adding this on top of that lipstick, just from a color perspective, but I think it all came together. So that does it for the Get Ready With Me. I hope you really enjoyed this. I just wanted to change it up a little bit and play around with makeup. Please leave comments down below. Are you still wearing makeup? Is that still an interest to you? I know some people are falling off of watching beauty videos and such, but I still love to watch, and that's why I thought, well, I'm just going to film it and hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I needed to change up from the fashion. But speaking of fashion, we're not done yet because we still have fashion to show you. Not a lot, just a couple of pieces that I picked up. So here's one look. One way to wear it, just with a pair of heels. So soft, so comfortable, has pockets, button up, nice sleeve coverage. Maybe not as long as some folks would like it, but at least it has a little coverage. So really cute. And it was only, it's under $20, $18.98. It has a functional drawstring. I just kept it a little looser. I'll show you another way just to dress it down. A little bit more casual. These espadrille sneakers from Walmart, the Scoop line. So comfortable, so good. If you're looking for a sneaker just to elevate a little bit, they are fantastic. Of course you don't need the hat, but I just added it for effect. Just a simple V-neck tank. Really soft again. You can wear this so many different ways, but I thought this was cute with the flats that I have here, these little slides, and some white denim. It's these slides here, and just so pretty. Here are the sneakers I had on in the prior look. So nice. I have these in a size 7. Usually I'm a 6.5 to a 7. So I would say true to size, but such a nice sneaker. You could do a front tuck, a side tuck. You can just leave it loose like you have here. You can see it covers the bum. I just think it's a cute top. Something a little different, but the same. So I hope you enjoyed that. I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you all being here and giving me your time. That means the world to me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next video.